Okay, guys, welcome to lesson number 2. And so we're going to talk about tank setup. So on the main screen, you're going to have several different buttons. Over here, pick your tank and your crew setup. So that sets your skills. You could choose what skill you want to concentrate on. And really just explore this, read, and this has to do with the type of tank you're driving. If you prefer destroyers, you concentrate on that. If you prefer the heavies, you would concentrate on that class. The mediums, you would do that in your light tanks. So just kind of look through what your preferences are. And I haven't really played around with this a lot. I just kind of let it do its thing and go naturally grow my skills. So I don't like wasting my XP on that. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna explain before you go into battle how to best set up your tank. And really it depends on how you play and what your preferences are and how much credits you want to spend. So your credits are up here, and basically that's your currency. So I'm not gonna waste money and buy credits. I'm gonna just earn credits in game. So I want to save up as much as I can to do what I want to do. So when you're setting up your tank, the first spot is consumables. So on this tank, you have your fire extinguisher, your health pack, your fixer track, your booster, your engine boost, and your multi pack, your chocolate, which helps your crew mastery. And this is a very popular one that a lot of people use because, one, I mean, there's pros and cons. It can set off your rhythm, but the biggest con is you're wasting 4,200 credits each time, each battle. So you're probably gonna lose money. A lot of the destroyers, a lot of heavies with big guns use this, and to be quite frank, to me it's kind of cheap and cheesy unless you got a ton of credits. So I would lot that in like with using APCR. If you wanna use it, just know that it is expensive. So I like setting up my tank for high survivability. In other words, I want to survive battles. I'm not gonna get stuck waiting for my people to fix my tank. So what I do is I get the multi pack, which can either heal my crew, extinguish the fire, or basically fix my track. So I really never buy a fire extinguisher when I have the multi pack available. I do know that when you get your driver hit, your gunner hit, or whatever, I always like having an additional pack of health to heal my injured crew members. Then I have my fix a track. So actually, you want to use your single use once, right? So basically here, guys, this is how I have mine set up because sometimes you're gonna have to fix your track twice, and you don't have to wait. It says single use only, but I know I fixed my tracks twice in a game. So anyway, that's how I set mine up, and for high survivability. So now we go to equipment. So on this tank we have a couple of things. We got the toolbox. We got the ball liner, binoculars, right? Your coated optics, your camouflage, your suspension, your grousers. And now I get to what I like, survivability. I don't like getting ammo rack. So guess what? I get the wet ammo rack. They can ammo rack me all they could try to ammo rack me all they want, but this is not gonna work. This one right here is you're gonna have to sacrifice either your high reload time or your enhanced gun laying drive, which it helps increase your aiming speed. So I usually forego the ventilation class uh, on this particular tank because one, look, it weighs 200 kilograms, so it's gonna slow my tank down. So I like speed, and so this is a must-have. medium caliber tank gun rammer. You must have this. It helps your time by 10%. You must have that, especially on the big cannons. And this enhanced gangling drive to me is a must. Yes, it weighs 100 pounds, but it actually helps you to turn faster and aim faster. So I have mine where I can reload fast, aim fast, and survive types of hits that would otherwise, like, one hit kill me. No one hit kills, guys. Ammo rack durability. So that's my setup. Some guys like uh, camouflage, which adds to your camouflage, which is pretty handy with fast tanks. And I would forego probably the enhanced gun laying drive and camouflaging it if you want to be like a ninja tank. But it takes practice hiding in the bushes, and they can't see you, and you can get free hits. But you're gonna have to sacrifice a spot for that. Grousers, it's a complete waste of time. I don't know. I haven't tried it out because I don't see any benefit at all. Plus, look, 1,000 kilograms. I don't know if it even helps. So I don't use it. So now, that's how I set up my equipment. You can set up your tank the way that fits your style, your preference. So let's go down to upgrades. So to the right side of battle, this is how you should pick your components. So for give you an example, I didn't know this, but you can slide this. You see how you can slide your protection characteristics, and you can actually go down too. You see that? So what that does is, if I want to look at what kind of protection I got, it'll tell me my hit points, armor, where it's at. And if I scroll down, my maneuverability, weight, speed limit, blah blah blah, and then fire. This is what I like to study. Do you see standard shell damage, standard shell penetration, rate of fire, aiming time, and dispersion at 100 meters? Dispersion is the green circle. How long does it take for that green circle to shrink so you can get a high quality shot and not a random haphazard shot? And view range is basically how far you can view your gun. So now, if you go here, you can also use it to compare without mounting your gun and unmounting. You see the drop? Standard shell damage, there's a 7% standard shell damage penetration rate drop. Rate of fire is slower. And then, oh look, so you see that little dot right here, guys? You're on your first screen. It gives you the bar graph, right? You're on this screen. You're gonna go up and down, see your protection, maneuverability, fire. But then you can actually scroll to your third screen, so you can see rate of fire, average penetration, armor piercing rigid, high explosive, and then your hit points. Armor piercing 160, armor piercing rigid 160, high explosive 200. Your dispersion, in other words, how fast my little green circle can shrink at 100 meters, is 0.35. And aiming time, how long it takes to aim, and then the weight of the gun. So another way you can kind of get a simplified view of, okay, what does this gun do? What would be effective? So I pick my 7.5 by 5.5 cm waffle 0725. So let's go back. I'm going to hit my back button, and then I'm going to hit ammunition. Boom. So notice, guys, here's how you buy your ammo. APCR, I'm sorry, I like money. Until I'm like a billionaire, I ain't using this stuff till I got some cheese. Yes, it can help you get kills, but also can make you go very broke. It's very expensive. So I'm gonna hit the shell. Boom. You got your PZGR 41 SDK. It's a 75 caliber gun. It will penetrate from 118 to 196 millimeters of penetration. So yeah, it's gonna cut through your armor. So now it's gonna give me a chance to achieve either 120 to 200 hit points in damage. And there's 45 shells in the ammo, so max I can carry. So here you go, 45 shells, right? 45 shells, that's what that means, guys. So now I hit the back button, and if I and then notice if I hit the APCR, it also tells me the penetration. 75 caliber millimeter gun. This one has a penetration of 166 to 276 millimeters of penetration. That means I will have a better chance of achieving at a higher rate of 120 to 200 max damage per shell. So I can carry 45 of these shells at one if I wanted them all to be APCR. Very expensive though. Let's look at another tank. Let's look at, let's say, I want to see one where it has 3 shell spots. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Okay, so let's look at this one right here. There you go. So this one is, oh, let's go to here. Let's go to MA42A. This one is a big gun. As you notice, I'm using the this gun which has a high penetration. Let's just look at. I am running the 105 millimeter M4. This is basically the guns they put on the AC-130. So this is a 105 millimeter howitzer cannon. This is a beast, but the negative is a reload time. Again, I can do my menu and scroll up and down, maneuverability, standard shell damage 500. Standard shell penetration, low millimeter, but the heat damage is high. So rate of fire is very low, high explosive, average tank hit points, high explosive 400, high explosive anti-tank 250, dispersions 0.55, aiming time 2.3, and the weight is 2,600 pounds. Makes your tank very slow, but I like it because if I get stuck in a high tier match, I'm still gonna rock you or still have a chance to hit you and hit you hard. So let's go back and go hit the back button and let's look at the shell damage. So here we have APCR. This is expensive, man. Unless you're Donald Trump, I ain't buying this shell until I get some inheritance money or something. Ain't gonna happen. So until I'm rich, this will be a one-shot kill to two-shot kill if you are patient. So here we go, guys. So now we notice the HE shell, high explosive, 105 millimeter cannon. However, look at the penetration, 22 to 37 millimeters of penetration only. So you want to for sure try to aim for the weak points in a tank. 300 to 500 hit point damage, 1.91 burst radius. You can carry 70 of these bad boys. So if you want a high power super gun, this is it. But you will sacrifice a very slow reload time. So here are the options for my guns. So here's this gun. Notice notice that the firepower drops, shot effectiveness goes up. In other words, accuracy and maneuverability is probably the lighter gun. So let's look at what we sacrifice. Standard shell damage. So now instead of 240 potential damage, I have 200. Standard shell penetration goes up to 96 to 100. Rate of fire, faster gun. Higher dispersion speed. So the faster my little green circle shrinks so I can get an accurate shot and not be in one spot trying to aim. So anyway, this is how you kind of set up your guns, guys. I hope it helps a little bit. It's kind of fast. If you have any suggestions on how to make my video better, let me know. And so this is just a way to kind of get set up for your before you go and hit your battle button. So I'm gonna end the video here, guys. I hope it helps a little bit. It's kind of fast. So I appreciate your time, guys. Newbies, if you have any questions, let me know.